Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the National Defense University, Dr. Anne E. Rondeau, Vice Admiral, United States Navy.
Good morning. It's a warm day, and a day that we will certainly remember for its weather, but also for the celebration of excellence. I welcome the class of 2011 in your graduation ceremony today, and I want to also say in very discreet ways, we welcome the students for your rigorous analysis, your open intellectual dialogues, your critical thinking skills, your contributions as strong strategic thinkers and leaders. We welcome the leaders here as well, and the families and friends who have been supportive of these students in their earnest endeavors to learn. We also welcome the ambassadors and the attachés who are here this morning, and most especially those who have supported the life and the mission of National Defense University, the staff that has made this day possible, as well as those who are very specifically in support of mission, the Board of Visitors, Mr. Ed Weidenfeld and General Carl Fulford, the NDU Foundation, General Bill Laginski and Mr. Al Zimmerman, the industry partners who are here from all across business and corporate America who have supported this endeavor today, but also our endeavors on every day. We have gratitude to the NDU staff, and I personally want to thank the faculty, the staff, the vice presidents, the commandants, and the chancellors who have been part of what we do every day and a life of learning in this great environment and culture of critical learning. 35 years ago, when National Defense University was created, there was a real question about its future and if it would even survive at all. Think about it, not unlike today. The nation was looking for peace dividends from the Vietnam War. Budgets were diminishing. The nation had needs for jobs. There was no congressional sponsor for NDU, and it would be competing for resources with the replacement of aging equipment, as well as funding an all-volunteer force. The first NDU president, Vice Admiral Marmaduke Duke Bain, created a vision for NDU, and those 35 years ago, the university would then survive, and how could it survive based upon the constrained resources of our environment at that time? Admiral Bain's vision was that NDU needed to become a strategic asset, and indeed, if he were alive today, the Admiral will be very proud that his vision was realized. Over time, NDU has been viewed as a strategic asset based upon the strength of its education, research, and outreach mission. In support of the DIME, which is, of course, diplomatic, information, military, and economic parts of our mission as DoD, then we look at what we have done. In outreach, we are privileged to be able to be engaged with and interacting with our international partners. We are honored and obligated to be also engaged in the priorities of the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. In research, the needs of the Department of Defense, as well as the United States government and the interagency, are met every day by the research faculty of this institution. But it is today also talking about the education piece of our mission, where General Mattis will talk to the students about what they had to think about. And I today had the privilege of talking about our faculty, because both the students and the faculty are in the environment of learning and of thinking about things critically. So today I declare to you as the president of National Defense University my profound gratitude to and our respect for the faculty of this great university, and I would ask that a round of applause be given to them. And as we have distinguished students walking across the dais today, we also have very distinguished faculty. So for the moment, just to give you a mirror of some of the grander things that they do, let me specify and point out a few of our faculty. Dr. Thomas Marks from CISA, for the College of International Security Affairs, is an accomplished scholar and educator who spent much of his time this year reaching back to our Jordanian alumni who have been part of the student body in CISA. He also led successfully an enormous effort in leading teams for education in Thailand, the Philippines, Kenya, and Ethiopia. At the Industrial College of the Armed Forces, 2 first-year faculty members, Captain Chan Snow, U.S. Navy, and Mr. Gus Otto, created the unique and world-class Afghanistan-Pakistan Fellows Program that brought revolutionary approaches to our curriculum and strengthened the integration across the entire NDU community. Dr. Kathy Downs, Professor of Information Management at the Information Resources Management College, or iCollege, has received this year numerous awards for her cutting-edge courses and work, and for integrating the latest technologies into her course work and her courses. Her course on net-centric warfare received the Institute for Defense and Government Advancement's 2010 Annual Award for Outstanding Contribution to the Development of Net-Centric Warfare. Colonel James Miller, United States Marine Corps, is a senior Marine representative at Joint Forces Staff College. And in the time that he has served as a faculty member at the Joint Advanced Warfighting School, he has been the department chair of the Operational Art and Campaign Planning course, the college's direct liaison with the Office of the Chairman and the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and a member of the editorial committee for the Joint Forces Quarterly. From National War College, Dr. Bard O'Neill. Now, we do not have a tenure program here at NDU. Dr. O'Neill has been with us for 35 years based upon merit. And he is a retired Air Force officer and a recognized expert in insurgency and terrorism, as well as Arab-Israeli relations. Dr. O'Neill has influenced countless students, including generals Colin Powell, Peter Pace, Eric Shinseki, James Jones, Norton Schwartz, and Anthony Zinni, all graduates of National War College. And from our institute, for National Security Studies, there are 2 outstanding research faculty who I would like to recognize this morning. The first is Dr. Philip Saunders, director of our China Center. Phil has written several exceptional and influential pieces on China, and he is currently co-authoring what will be a very important book on U.S.-China relations. And the second is Dr. Paul Bartone, who is a research psychologist and has produced several internationally recognized books on enhancing the health and the resilience of our armed forces. His current focus is on reducing the likelihood of substance abuse among returning veterans. It's thanks to these and many other faculty members, such as these, that are the heart and soul of this university and ensure that our education, research, and outreach programs are capable of preparing military and civilian leaders from the United States and other countries to address and meet future security challenges. Will the NDU faculty in toto please stand up? Thank you very much. So now we come to our guest speaker. You all see his bio in your program. No need to read that. I will read you a couple of things about him that are in my speaking notes, and then for 1 minute I will also speak about the man and the leader. In terms of meeting the global security challenges, I can think truly of no other leader who has better met the security challenges that face the strategic leadership of today. United States Marine Corps General James N. Mattis currently serves as the commander of the United States CENTCOM in Tampa, Florida, where he promotes cooperation among nations, responds to crises, deters or defeats state and non-state aggression and supports development and, when needed, reconstruction in order to establish the conditions for regional security, stability, and prosperity throughout the greater Middle East and South Central Asia. This area of operation is more dynamic than ever today. He is required to maintain a degree of military flexibility while recognizing that his actions represent a tangible signal of America's continued long-term commitment to the security and prosperity of this area. If anybody knows the general, he knows too that he is deeply committed to the notion of strategic thinking. When I first took this job as the president of NDU, it was he who said, among others, but the loudest, the clearest, and with the most informed sense of history, how are you teaching people to think strategically? How are you developing the leaders of tomorrow so that they're solving problems rather than creating problems? This is a man who is respected profoundly as a warfighter who's been fighting since he was a young second lieutenant. But he's also been alongside that a man whose intellect is unmatched, a man who knows how to read the poetry of warfighters, who can recite by heart the great works of great warfighters and great leaders, and also great thinkers. This is a man who understands culture, who understands literature and history. He understands that every warfighter must be, first of all, a thinker and have in his or her mind the ability to think about not only war, but all things. Because above all, he's a student of the human condition and knowing what it is that fights, wins, prevails, and indeed is good for the rest of the world and for mankind. I introduced to you one of the most unique officers active duty in the military today, a mind, a spirit, and the soul of the warfighter, but also the mind, the spirit, and the soul of an intellect, General James N. Mattis.